Blessings and welcome to the Path to Freedom and this beautiful space that we get to have, that we get to share, where we get to explore, where we get to become mindful, where we get to witness and observe ourselves, our minds, our ways of moving through life, so that we may become aware of what is working, what is serving us, what is in alignment with what we wish to experience, and what is not, so that we may forever continuously on and on and on, over and over and over and over again, set ourselves free to be in ever expanding love, ever expanding peace, ever expanding joy, ever expanding harmony and wholeness and abundance and beauty and intelligence and creativity and all of these beautiful things, so that we may continuously raise our vibration, so that we may continuously expand our consciousness, so that we may continuously set ourselves free to soar, to shine, to glow, so that we may continuously be in that ever expanding space of peace, love, and joy and harmony, so that we may continuously, you hear it, right? There is so much that is happening. There is so many good things that come out of doing this work. And there's so many benefits, there's so many reasons, there's so many gifts, there's so many blessings that we get to enjoy. So this is work, absolutely, but it is so worth it. That's the bottom line, perhaps, that it is worth it. Yes, I know that it is hard work at times. It is difficult at times. It is challenging at times. It is far from easy at times, but it is so worth it. So I'm very grateful that you are here. I'm very honored and privileged that we get to share this space, that we get to walk this beautiful path together, not necessarily hand in hand, but at least side by side, so that we get to support, inspire, empower, uplift one another. My name is Daniel Roquillo, and yeah, life is good. Life is good, which actually brings us beautifully. It's a beautiful segue into the topic for today, which is, I heard someone say recently, they were asked, "Hey, how are you doing?" And they answered, "Happiness is my job. Happiness is my job." And I thought that so beautifully points to what all of this is. That this is not. So let us be. So I want to be clear when I say that, or when I quote this individual saying that happiness is my job. I want to be clear that happiness does not mean that we pretend that we are happy. It does not mean that we, and I would actually say joy, being in joy is our job, or rejoicing is our job. But this individual used the word happiness, so let's go with that. It doesn't mean that we deny that things are happening within ourselves, in our lives, in the world. It doesn't mean that we deny our emotional reactions to that which is happening, our mental reactions to that which is happening, because sometimes we get upset, right? Sometimes we are in a foul mood, right? This is a roller coaster ride where we are soaring on some days we're soaring through certain spaces, and then we are just clinging on, just hanging on, doing the best we can to just not fall off the wagon. And sometimes we do fall off the wagon. That's the reality of this path. But in saying that happiness is our job, and I love how Jesus said, "Be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world." What this simply means, and what this points us to, is that even when things are turbulent, even when we are experiencing the messiness of transformation, when our lives are crumbling and structures are dissolving, and there's topsy-turviness in our lives and in the world, even in the midst of that, we get to choose to be in peace. We get to choose to be in joy. We get to choose to, like, I sometimes reference nature. I often I reference nature all the time. But in speaking about how we get to choose to be in peace even in the midst of turmoil, even when we are experiencing whatever it is that we are experiencing, just because we're experiencing a lower vibration thought form or emotion does not mean that we need to attach ourselves to it. So we need to distinguish between the content that we are experiencing, the emotional, the mental, the intellectual content, the thoughts, beliefs, the perceptions, stories, our emotions, and all of that, and who and what we are, which is the consciousness through which this content flows. So we are the awareness that experiences the thoughts and the emotions. So we can absolutely be in an experience. We can absolutely experience anger, experience sadness, irritation, resentment. We can experiencing that. But through us coming back to the nowness of this moment, as we are grounded and centered and anchored in this now moment, as we do that work, practicing the presence, that beautiful pillar of freedom, where we become more and more mindful, where we more and more witness and observe that which is happening within us and that which is happening without us, without labeling it, without calling it anything. We break free from the attachment to those thought forms, to those emotions. And as we're no longer attached to them, we now have the choice to stay in peace, even when experiencing turbulence, even when experiencing fear. We can still be in peace. We can still choose to smile. We can still choose to be in joy. We can still choose to be in love. We can still choose to know abundance and be abundance, right? And the way to do it is like this. So in this moment, let us take a breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's take another breath. Deep breath in and deep breath out. That's how we break free from the attachment. So whenever we remember to remember, we want to come back to the breath as often as possible, because that breath is a portal into the nowness of this moment. That breath anchors, centers, grounds us in this now moment. So now we're no longer attached to whatever it is that we were attached to. Whatever it is that we were identified with, we're no longer identified with it, because now we have broken free from it. We've broken free from the shackles. And once here in this now moment, we get to smile. We get to, or actually, we don't get to smile. We have the ability to choose to smile. We have the ability to choose to be in peace. We have the ability to choose to turn our attention in whichever direction we want to. We're not denying what we were experiencing, but as we now have the ability to choose, we can choose to be we can choose to turn our attention towards something else. There's no law saying that we have to turn our attention to our complaints, that we have to be in complaining mode, that we have to be in whining mode, that we have to be in fear mode, that we have to be in fight or flight or freeze. There's no law at all saying that we have to. We get to choose. And as we, through this practice of simply coming back to the breath, taking those deep, conscious breaths, as we raise our vibration, as we expand our consciousness, as we make this a habitual practice of coming back to the breath, the whole universe rises up to meet us at this new level. So without ever changing the outside, But only through us treating our own minds, expanding our own consciousness, raising our vibration to more and more hang out in the vibration of joy and love and harmony and happiness, as this individual called it, the whole universe rises up and meets us here. And as the principles of transformation remind us, the first principle of transformation states that if we want anything to change, we need to change. Well, now we have changed. We have moved ourselves onto a different path. We have chosen a new direction in life, in this now moment, as every single moment is a new beginning. Every time we make a new choice, that is a new beginning leading to a completely different direction. The second principle of transformation reminds us that unless we change, nothing is ever going to change. And the third principle states that the moment we begin to change, everything begins to change. Everything begins to change. So as we more and more choose joy, as we more and more choose happiness, as we more and more choose smiling and laughing, choose peace and harmony and wholeness, everything around us will and must begin to change. We're living in a lawful universe. This benevolent, loving presence, it is love and it is law, it is order. So, where vibration is cause, where consciousness is the starting point, where consciousness always precedes form. So without denying, without sweeping under the rug, without resisting, without pretending or trying to hide away or trying to run away from the lower levels, the lower vibrational content that we may be experiencing, the fear, the worry, the doubt, the sense of lack, scarcity, separation, sense of not being enough, sense of not having enough, resentment, anger, animosity, all these things, all these content, without denying or hiding it away or running away from it, we can simply choose to not engage ourselves in those stories, in those beliefs, in those excuses, in those complaints. So let's take another couple of deep breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. And let's become aware of the sense of relief, the release of tension that happens as we take this next breath. Breathing in. How the body relaxes. How the mind now finds more peace, experiences more peace. The incessant stream of content is broken. The relentlessness of the mind is dissolved, or at least diminished. So this is the practice. This is this one practice. And from us having released ourselves from the emotional and mental content of our minds, we can lean into affirmations. We can lean into all is well. We can lean into something wonderful is always happening. Everything's working for our highest good, perfect preparation, and unfolding is always happening. We can lean into I am God's beloved, in whom God is well pleased. We can lean into I am enough. We can lean into I and God are one. We can lean into all of them, and all of my needs are met. We can lean into whatever affirmations we choose. Whatever we feel resonate. Gratitude, blessing another. If we are perhaps experiencing animosity or resentment towards another, jealousy, envy, having taken those breaths, having released our attachment to the content, we can now bless them. We can wish them well. We can rejoice that they have what we perhaps are desiring for ourselves. So you see, the freedom emerges when we break free of that content. So happiness is our job, in the sense that the more we hang out in the higher vibrations of joy and love and peace, the more our experiences will be aligned. The sacred laws, this benevolent, loving presence, it will go to work designing and orchestrating the substance and the essence of where we are turning our attention to the most, which is peace, which is love, which is joy, which is abundance, which is gratitude. So the more we hang out here, the more experiences will flow into our lives that are in alignment with this high vibration that we're in. So happiness, this is not spiritual bypassing. We're not pretending that we are happy when we're not. We're not pretending that everything is to our liking when it is not. We're simply making a conscious choice. From the awareness that we are hanging out in the lower vibrations, we now get to choose to lift ourselves into the higher vibrations. It is easy. The principles are simple. It is definitely not easy at times. I remember just recently, I became aware of a very subtle complaint that I was engaging in as I'm moving through a beautiful space of expansion, and as some structures are crumbling and dissolving and the new ones are being built and are taking form, are taking shape in this physical dimension, but they are not taking shape as fast as my mind would want them to. So I became aware of repeating to myself, why can't I see it yet? How come I can't see it? Why isn't it manifesting yet? And these complaints, these thought forms, they bespeak of lack, they bespeak of scarcity, they bespeak of separation. And as the sacred laws can only meet us where we are, me becoming aware of these allows for me to make the choice to not engage in them. Yes, I still experience them, but as I'm now aware of them, I can turn my attention away from them, lovingly turn my attention away from them. Not run away from them, not pretend that they aren't there, but becoming aware, witnessing and observing, embracing and allowing these 4 stages of healing, and then making a new choice. Choosing to turn my attention toward the good that is here. Choosing to turn my attention toward all the beautiful signs of manifestation that are so clearly visible. Choosing to turn my attention toward gratitude. Leaning into a casual conversation with the benevolent, loving presence, with God, Spirit. There's so many ways that we can lift our vibration without denying the lower vibrations, but we need to choose it. So let's take another breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling the sense of release, the sense of relief, the sense of freedom that emerges. Another deep breath in. Because the thing is, if we don't choose it, no one else is going to choose it for us. Our family is not going to choose it for us. Our neighbor is not going to choose it for us. Our kids are not going to choose it for us. God is not going to choose it for us. Our angels, all the beings that are supporting us, that are with us on the other side, they are not going to choose it for us. We need to choose it. Coming back to the breath, grounding ourselves, centering ourselves, anchoring ourselves in this now moment, and choosing joy, choosing to rejoice, choosing gratitude, choosing being a blessing. That's how we lift ourselves up, and that's how we save ourselves. That's how we save ourselves. That's how we transform our lives, our minds. That's how we allow for that next great and grand expression of who and who we are to emerge. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, I so love being on this path. I so love the simplicity. Even though it's not always easy, it is still so simple. I mean, who among us cannot come back to the breath? Who among us cannot consciously take a couple of deep breaths? Every single one of us can do it. Every single one of us can do it. And it is so powerful. So happiness, it is our job, it is our mandate, it is our responsibility. It is our responsibility. And I used to not like that word because it felt like a burden. It felt as though I was asked to do something heavy, like a heavy requirement. And then I realized, actually it wasn't my realization, then I heard someone say that word responsibility, that it actually is made up of two words: the ability to respond. And that offers such promise. The ability to respond to any condition, to any circumstance. So regardless of what is going on, we have the ability to respond to that. It is normal for us to react, to be pulled, to be drawn, to be hijacked, to be held hostage by the content, the egoic content, the lower vibration thought forms, emotions. But we all do have the ability to respond. So let us set that as an intention, as the invitation for this space, for today. Let us set the intention to respond, to seek to consciously respond to everything that happens, to not just be pulled into the egoic dramas and the complaints and the whining and the bemoaning, but to actually respond by coming back to the breath, by choosing to lift ourselves up, to witness and observe, to embrace and allow, and then choose to lift ourselves up out of whatever trenches, out of the muck, out of the messiness. And the question that we can ask that beautifully supports and augments this invitation and this intention is, am I responding or am I reacting? In this now moment, am I in response mode or am I in reaction mode? Am I a mindless reactionary drone or am I consciously participating in the unfoldment? Am I consciously participating in my experience? That's a beautiful question. So until we meet again, as always, if this resonates with you, I invite you to share it with anyone who you feel might benefit from hearing this. I bless our days, and I bless our ways, in the full knowing that all is well, that in the full knowing that something wonderful is happening, that everything is working for our highest good, that perfect preparation and unfolding is always happening. With much love and many blessings. Namaste.